What's the most mind-blowing fact you know that sounds like total BS? It is actually true. You can't catch STI from sitting on a toilet seat. Well, you can, but only under the following conditions. 1. Fluids of an infected person are on the seat. And point 2. You have open cuts on your body that comes into contact with the seat. So, females, please stop attempting to hover over a toilet. All you're doing is making a mess. Maybe not mind-blowing, but it's just my favorite that chopping your broccoli or any cruciferous veg and leaving it on the counter for at least 45 minutes drastically improves its health benefits, particularly its cancer-fighting mechanisms. I wish we all had better veg herbal medicine education, I really do. If you fold a standard sheet of paper in half 42 times, it will be so thick it would reach the moon. Haters. Blog, will a piece of paper folded 42 times reach the moon? Even if hockey player Wayne Gretzky, the Great One, never scored a goal, he would still be the NHL's all-time leader in points. Would have recorded 11 straight 100-point seasons, the most of all time. Not to mention the other dozens of other ridiculous records he still holds. One tiger killed 430 people. That tiger killed more people than 300 years of worldwide shark fatalities. More people than snakes, bears, wolves, and spider fatalities combined in the US in the last 100 years. One tiger. The sound made by the Krakatoa volcanic eruption in 1883 was so loud it ruptured eardrums of people 40 miles away, traveled around the world 4 times, and was clearly heard 3,000 miles away. That's like you standing in New York and hearing a sound from San Francisco. The bullet hole in the rear of JFK's head was measured by Dr. Pierre Fink, the only ballistics expert to ever examine President Kennedy's physical remains, as being smaller than the caliber of bullet Lee Harvey Oswald was supposed to have fired at him. In heterosexual relationships, 70% of non-reciprocal domestic violence is inflicted by the woman. Relevant definition: non-reciprocal, one party physically attacks the other, who does not fight back. Despite being the closest celestial body to Earth, the Moon and Earth are still so far apart that all the planets in our solar system could fit between them. I find that fact mind-blowing. George Washington, as President of the United States, led an army against armed citizens of the United States who were protesting against what they felt was a new tax on alcohol. The pH of a healthy human vagina is between 3.8 and 4.5, making it acidic and giving it that tangy taste we all love. An 18-inch pizza is more than 2 12-inch pizzas. If you're allergic to MSG, you have no issues to eat spaghetti with a lot of tomato sauce. You're not allergic to MSG, you are probably just surrounded by racists. Hypnosis is a real thing. It's actually used as a form of therapy. It's called hypnotherapy. And you can hypnotize yourself. But it's not mind control. Whiskey distilleries in the US at least are taxed on the percentage of product that evaporates out of the barrels. The man gonna get his taxes. One of the most mind-blowing facts is that there are more possible iterations of a game of chess than there are atoms in the observable universe. Vending machines kill more people per year than sharks. Also, there is a notable correlation between shark attacks and ice cream sales. A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. Venus completes an orbit around the Sun faster than it completes a rotation on its axis. Space is big ... I mean really big. You may think it's a long way to that's just peanuts to space. Pigs have the longest orgasm among mammals. Their average is 30 minutes. But it can be extended to an hour and a half. Colorado seeds the clouds for more snow. Weather manipulation is real. They do it in Texas for rain too. Science. Fred Astaire was a life member of the National Skateboard Society and broke his wrist skateboarding at 78. Mitch McConnell sold the presidency in 2016 in exchange for his wife's position in Trump's administration. Trees get most of their mass to grow from the CO2 in the air, not the nutrients from the ground. Most of South America is east of Florida. Maine is the closest US state to Africa and Europe. If all the DNA in your body was connected, it could stretch to the moon and back multiple times. A hot dog technically fits the criteria of a complete hot dog assembly without the bun fixins. Allied soldiers captured by the Germans had a better survival rate than those not captured. Lord Nelson lived in a love triangle with Lady Hamilton and her husband in the same house. People with larger feet heavily trend to being better readers. Children can't read. There are more permutations of a standard deck of cards than there are atoms on Earth. In 1907, tax on alcohol made up 80% of the internal tax revenue of the United States. Just seen on another as a direct freight line from London to China. Woodpeckers have tongues that coil up behind their brains to cushion the blow. Cleopatra lived closer to today and to the time the pyramids were built. Daniel Boone, my distant blood relative, never, ever wore a coonskin cap. FACT. This is the 4,187,263,485th time this question has been posted. Steve Irwin and Charles Darwin own the same pet tortoise. Cheetahs aren't big cats. They are very large small cats. There are more public libraries than McDonald's in the US. Fax is older than both the telephone and the light bulb. Sometimes there's shit on the outside of the toilet.